in certain types of vehicle without ESC.
This is a 2001 Toyota Yaris, which, when it was new, was awarded 4 out of 5 stars in a Euro NCAP crash test and named the safest car in its class. But, like many other super minis of its age, it doesn't come fitted with ESC.
ESC was introduced in 1995 and only became a standard requirement in 2012. So there are plenty of vehicles out there without the sophisticated electronic nanny looking out for you. To find out exactly how much danger you could be in, we've asked professional stuntman Steve Trulier to carry out a series of emergency swerves at ever-increasing speeds. The test car has been modified by stunt engineers to protect Steve should the worst happen.
So, Steve, because we're not quite sure what's going to happen with this car, what have you actually done? You've all got your kit on. Are you expecting the worst, are you?
We've got to prepare for the worst, Tiff. So we've prepped the car, put some harnesses in, put a race seat in as well, which has been bolted down and put into place, stunt tank and a roll cage.
Stunt tank? What's
stunt tank?
Oh, the fuel tank?
It's a fuel tank that won't allow the fuel to spill out.
OK.
So if we do roll it over, exactly, there's just a little bit in there, just enough to do the job. And if the car rolls over, the fuel should stay in there. So just to make it as safe as possible, there's an extinguisher in there.
And a great big rollover cage.
And a great big rollover cage, just in case, because we really don't know.
It seems quite a lot for a car that was named the safest car in 2001, doesn't it? It's only, what, 10 years ago? Yeah. This is the safest car, and you're having to do all this just in case.
The ambulance and fire safety crews were in place. Steve was ready to go. I retreated to a safe position. Were we about to see a massive accident? The experiment started with a swerve at 40 miles an hour. At 40, the car swerved sufficiently to avoid an obstacle and remained stable afterwards.
Lots of squealing noises, but nothing too dramatic.
So it was time to up the ante and the speed.
No big dramas at 40. What about at 50?
At 50, there's clearly more energy in the car, but it still doesn't look unwieldy.
Now let's see what happens if you're on a motorway doing 70 miles an hour.
Superb.
The increase in momentum spears the car off to the right, which could mean smashing through lines of traffic and into the crash barrier. In this case, the wheels dig into the wet grass and the car rolls. Steve was okay, and the car, amazingly, was drivable.
She'll be fine.
When it was sliding, I felt enough sideways, I didn't want to correct it. I thought I'm just going to leave that and see where it takes me.
And then it ran out of road.
And then ran out of road, yeah.
With the car patched up, we decided to send Steve down once again. This time to see what happens at over 70 miles an hour. As Steve worked hard to dodge an imaginary obstacle, the car skidded right, then flicked left, tipping onto 2 wheels. A split second later, it was on its roof, before going full circle and popping back onto all 4 wheels.
That's what happens if you don't have ESC.
We're not saying that every